there, Elvis.
Welcome everybody to Sunday Assembly Nashville. You know, it's going to be fun. You're going to hear a new song today, so might as well just stand up and clap along while we get this thing started. Welcome to the house, y'all. It's time to have fun. Got to get your groove on to get the job done. Gonna put it all together today. Everybody here's got a part to play. A party that's good doesn't come ready-made. Some assembly required. Some assembly required. Get your connections rewired. There's some assembly required. Time to tool up and put all the pieces in place. If we really nail it, we can put a smile on your face. Gonna follow the blueprint, step by step. The speaker and the poetry and trying my best. With the music pumping, you'll be jumping till you plumb out of breath. Some assembly required. Some assembly required. If you wanna be inspired, then some assembly required. If you wanna feel at home,
Plug in repeats of your own.
ain't no good trying to go it alone.
Everybody come on.
Some assembly required. Some assembly required.
Some assembly required.
Some assembly required. Some assembly required.
Some assembly required.
Some assembly.
Some assembly.
Some assembly. Some assembly required. Some assembly. Some assembly required. Some assembly required. Nice job, y'all. All right, we might do that one again sometime. But in the meantime, we're going to do one that maybe you're familiar with a little bit more. We got to wait for that cymbal time. Oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. I said, ooh, shut up and dance with me. We were victims of the night. Let me hear you. A chemical, physical kryptonite. holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Come on, girl. Deep in her eyes, I think I see the future. I realize this is my last chance. She took my arm. I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. I said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance. Oh, don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said, you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. All right, great job, guys. We'll sing more later, but go ahead and have a seat. I'm going to introduce you today to our host, the lovely, amazing, talented Miss Pat Sharp. Give her a hand.
Hello and good morning. All right. So I have my lifeline here. It's called Apple. All right. So we have some kids here. Good. This is good. So this morning, how many kids do we have? I've got one there and one there. Yay. Yay, kids. And one back in the corner. Yay. But he's got two arms. Hey, thanks for coming, you guys, because now I have some kids to talk to. The other ones, oh, we've got more. All right. Yes. Yay, kids. Thank you very much for coming and being with the adults. And for those of us, and we've got, well, Ellie's a tween. That's way, way bigger than a kid. But you know what? We're all kids at heart, right? Yeah. And so any of you can be an honorary kid today or anytime that you want, of course. So is there anyone here that it's your first time to Sunday Assembly? Oh, awesome, awesome. Would you like stand up? I know this is so embarrassing, but please stand up so we can see you. Thank you. And this young man friended me on Facebook, right? You friended me on Facebook. I think you did. Yeah, somebody did. Or maybe it wasn't you. Oh, well. I'm crushing it. Now, see, that's how you do it. That's how you build your network. So be prepared. We will visit with you afterwards, and we're really excited that you're here today. So just to tell you a little bit about who we are, Sunday Assembly Nashville is part of Sunday Assembly everywhere. And what we are is we are a secular community that celebrates life. In fact, we celebrate all the wonders and the challenges of life, but we celebrate them together. That's what it means to have a community. So we don't just celebrate milestones like birth and death and marriage and divorce, all those things. We celebrate those together, but we celebrate the other things, the job changes, or that you had something amazing happen to you, whatever you want to celebrate, your difficulties, your hobbies. It's an opportunity to come together with people who are like-minded with you and be together because this is our tribe. And so that's why we get together once a month like this to sing and dance and eat and play and love, because you'll see a lot of hugs going around. And we also get together in small groups. We call them smoops. You can find out about them on our meetup page. And there we learn, talk, play, eat, a lot of that, and love. So we have a lot of fun together. So today we celebrate creativity, which is something fundamental to being human. And before we even developed the ability to write, we found ways to express our wonder with our world. As Albert Einstein wrote, creativity is intelligence having fun. We built with stones to express our wonder with stars, including our very own soul, which is our sun, the mysterious star that gives our planet life. And once we began to write, we were able to express our stories, our ideas, and document our lives. Simple stone structures evolved into architectural beauties, and creative expression is a fundamental marker of our species. So now for the kids. How many of you are in school? School started, right? Right? So have you heard about the acronym STEM, S-T-E-M? Heard that, anybody? Does anybody know what it stands for? We have a teacher in the room. Science, technology, engineering, and math. Okay, kids, so here's where the real kids, right? Do you ever wonder when you're sitting in your math class if you're ever going to use this stuff? Right? Yeah. Am I ever going to use this stuff? Well, you will find that when you create and make things, you use it every time you make something. So the building blocks of creativity are science, technology, engineering, and math. And they're like building blocks for our brains to help us come up with ideas that really can make a difference to make our world better and a lot more fun. But when you take STEM and add the letter A, you get something even better. You get STEAM. And STEAM is a source of power. In fact, we had steam engines that powered trains and things. So anybody not a teacher, got to guess what the letter A stands for? Art. That's right, art. So when people say, you're never going to use art when you grow up, that's not true. And that's what we're celebrating today. So art is what gives our brains the motivation, that kind of spark to power our ideas, to turn them from something mundane to something amazing, like a stairway becomes a structure like the one behind me. Which would you rather climb? The mundane becomes a work of wonder when you add art. So for you who would like to share your amazing artful creations, if you are up to it, kids, I've got some paper. I've got some crayons. I know that's mundane, but I bet while you're sitting here, you may come up with some ideas. You want to come down and get it? Grown-ups too, if you want to draw, color, you get bored. And I think that's it. So I colored pencils in the end. You're going to have to readjust this, Adam. Are you going to do it, Heather? Heather's going to do it. All right, Heather. Okay. My sound okay, Jason? Okay. And then at the end of our assembly, if we have very many participants, we'll share them out in our exhibit hall. But if we don't, if we just have a few, you can, oh, look at this. All right. The late adopters. So while the kids are getting their stuff, you may have noticed in the entryway we have some tables set up. We have some creative types right here in our assembly who have brought some things to share with us, and I will be showing some other things that people have made in our group during our presentation. I love this. See, we have lots of voluntary kids. You know, they always, in other kinds of gatherings that happen on Sundays, some of us spent many years in those kinds of gatherings, you used to draw and doodle on your Sunday morning bulletin. Now, here we encourage it, give you the stuff to do it with. All right, I'm going to expect something wonderful at the end of this assembly. Yay! Let's give him a hand. For those of you who've come to Sunday Assembly before, we have a reading of some profound poet, usually someone from the 18 or 1900s, that we studied in school, or at least we recognize the name. But today we have a very special reading by a contemporary recording artist, writer, and poet, Charlotte Erickson. And our very own Karen Sternberg is going to share that reading with you. So Karen, please come up.
Hide the iPad. Okay. Yeah, yes, can you hear me? Yeah. Good morning. So this is for us. This is for us who sing, write, dance, act, study, run, and love. And this is for doing it even if no one will ever know, because the beauty is in the act of doing it, not what it can lead to. This is for the times I lose myself while writing, singing, playing, and no one else is around and they will never know, but I will forever remember, and that shines brighter than any praise or fame or glory I will ever have. And this is for you who write or play or read or sing by yourself with the light off and door closed when the world is asleep and the stars are aligned, and maybe no one will ever hear it or read your words or know your thoughts, but it doesn't make it less glorious. It makes it ethereal, mysterious, infinite. For it belongs to you and whatever God or spirit you believe in, and only you can decide how much it meant and means and will forever mean, and other people will experience it too through you, through your spirit, through the way you talk, through the way you walk and love and laugh and care. And I never meant to write this long, but what I want to say is, don't try to present your art by making other people read or hear or see or touch it. Make them feel it. Wear your art like your heart on your sleeve and keep it alive by making people feel a little better, feel a little lighter. Create art in order for yourself to become yourself, and let your very existence be your song, your poem, your story. Let your very identity be your book. Let the way people say your name sound like the sweetest melody. So go create. Take photographs in the wood, run alone in the rain, and sing your heart out high up on a mountain where no one will ever hear, and your very existence will be the most hypnotizing scar. Make your life be your art, and you will never be forgotten. Thank you.
Karen, that was wonderful. And Karen actually shared the reading with us, so thank you for contributing that. That's wonderful. So we are doing things a little differently. We're mixing it up today. A lot of times we have one of our own come and speak to us at the end, but today we've asked James to come next. James Arledge is he's kind of new to Sunday Assembly. And if you've ever had the chance to speak with him, he's kind of quiet, right? But he's one of those people that once you start talking to, you go, oh, there's all these things about him, and I'm not going to share what they are because I want you to discover them for yourselves. But he's going to give us a little bit more information about an adventure that he had in making something. Please welcome James Arledge. Come on up. We want you to hear. Yes, I wanted to wait for you to get here.
Thank you.
Didn't want to leave this naked.
Thank you, Pat. Get this. I'm kind of a soft talker. Good morning, everybody. Thanks. Appreciate this opportunity. This is the first time I've given this little talk, and I'm really excited about it. Jeremy, you can let it roll. I have a little video. I'm James Arledge, and I'm going to tell you a story about the time I made a piano. It started one day when I was kicked back in my easy chair, daydreaming. I wasn't sleeping. I was thinking with my eyes closed, one of my favorite pastimes. I was daydreaming, was thinking about building my own piano from scratch. This was a very entertaining daydream. I didn't know if I could really do it because the piano is very complicated. It's very complex, and I'm not. There's over 12,000 parts in a piano. It's made with small, very precision engineered parts like this, and it's also made with big, heavy parts. One of the main parts, the biggest and the heaviest part, is called the plate, the harp. It has to be designed and built in such a way that it can withstand 30 tons of stress. It has to be strong so the piano will hold tune. To make this one part, you have to mix up a recipe using a little iron ore, some magnesium, some carbon. All of this stuff comes right from the earth. You can even recycle old scrap iron, throw in a couple of tin cans for good measure. You take these ingredients and heat them, superheat them to the point that they start turning to liquid, like molten lava from a volcano. Believe me, when you're in the presence of this, dodging those sparks, feeling that heat, it gets your attention. Before you can do any of this, you have to make an exact replica of the harp out of wood to serve as a model that you'll take and use this model, this wooden model, press it into sand to make an impression. You pull it out, and then you pour this hot molten iron into this cavity, into this impression, and the next day, after it cools, you have a very strong cast iron part. Then you build the rest of the piano around this. This is a little bit of a simplified version of how to build a piano, but the piano truly is a marvel of engineering. Some of the smartest, most creative people on this planet for the last 300 years have been using their best to design and refine this instrument. It's amazing. And I'm thinking about competing with this. All I've got to say is it's my easy chair, it's my dream, and I can dream what I want to. But this is a pretty far-fetched dream, because I didn't have enough money to pay people to do it. I didn't go to college, didn't have anybody to show me how to do it. There wasn't a book available or a step-by-step guide. It didn't exist. I wish that I would have had this book. I should write this book. All I had was my imagination, my interest, and my dream. but as it turns out, that's a lot. Sometimes that's enough. It's enough to keep you learning new things. And the more you learn, the more interesting it gets. For me, it got really interesting about 10 years ago when I got an email out of the blue from a piano manufacturer in China that wanted me to come over there and help them with their piano string making process. This was some of the stuff I had learned, some of the stuff I had taught myself, some of the stuff I was interested in, some of the machines that I had built. And they actually paid me to come over there and help them and to teach them what I had learned. So I was real happy to do that. And then another different manufacturer invited me, and then another manufacturer invited me, and so on. And over the course of multiple trips to France, Germany, Austria, of course China, and even Arkansas. I'm from Arkansas. Baldwin pianos are made there. I don't know if you knew that. I eventually learned the ropes of how to make a piano. So here I am, back at home in my easy chair, thinking, man, I might just be able to do this. I might just be able to build my own piano. And I remembered some words of wisdom that my father would have told me if he was still alive. Words that I cherish to this very day. He would have said, well, get up off your butt and go to work, boy. So that's what I did. I got up out of my easy chair, metaphorically speaking, went back to China and started looking for the ideal situation that I would need to build my piano. I literally knocked on factory doors saying, hello, ni hao, I'm James Arledge. I would like to build this design of piano. I would open up my laptop and show them my AutoCAD drawing and ask them if they would like to cooperate with me to build my piano. I visited a lot of factories, some state-owned, communist, some privately owned. A lot of them were owned by Chinese women. I was surprised about that. And to my astonishment, I found what I was looking for. A small piano factory right in the middle of all of the resources that I needed, privately owned by a Chinese guy, that my Chinese twin, my Chinese doppelganger, that had the skills and resources that I didn't, and vice versa. So we were very compatible. We sealed our deal with a handshake. And over the course of about 15 trips to China, we did it. We built 3 pianos. Now, if I give you the impression that this was a fairy tale adventure, it was for me. It was also very real. We had technical problems, we had personal problems, we had misunderstandings. I was way outside of my comfort zone. Different food, different culture, different language. We couldn't speak the same language, but we could argue. I don't know how many times I heard no. My ideas were rejected. They would say, no, impossible. No. I said, I think it's possible. They would say, no. I would say, yes, no, yes, no, yes. But usually, I would get my way and we would try my ideas. Sometimes I was right, sometimes I was wrong. But we worked through it, and we did it. Looking back, I realize now just how clueless and naive and foolish I was sometimes, but I'm glad I never let that stop me, because this experience was very humbling. It taught me to respect other cultures, different ideas. More than anything, it taught me to deeply appreciate all of the help that I got, that good people gave me, especially my wife. Especially for her love, support, and encouragement, because it was this that allowed me to hold a steady course through thick and thin, better or worse. And I'll tell you, the worst seemed bad sometimes. seemed really, really bad. Sometimes I was so full of self-doubt that I just didn't think I could go on. I wanted to give up, but I'm glad I didn't because everything worked out. Now I have a good story. I have a great piano at my shop. I have a great piano at my shop that we use for rehearsals. And in conclusion, the three words I know you want to hear. In conclusion, it was fun to sit and dream, but actually doing it was so much more fulfilling. Thank you.
I did not lie. He's amazing. Just get a chance. If you get a chance, if you come to one of our coffee and danishes in the park, just go sit down and talk to James. You will not be bored. And that's an example. All those measurements with the wood and the AutoCAD and the molding, that's science, engineering, technology, math, and art. Music, that's right. Music is art, right? Oh, music and math are kind of the same. So I'm really excited about our speaker today. I met Matt Kennington a couple of years ago. I work in the innovation space, and I was just starting out. Still seems like I'm starting out in launching an innovation program for companies. And so in my networking activities, I found Matt and reached out to him, and we sat down and discovered we had a lot in common. And so as we were talking, and we still talk together now because he's partners with me in the innovation stuff, I discovered somebody who is an overgrown kid, has a heart for having fun and play and making things. And he told me, he goes, yeah, well, I'm executive director of Make Nashville. I'm in the maker movement. I go, what is that? So it's wonderful. The maker movement is awesome, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to let my partner and friend and colleague, Matt Kennington, come up and tell you all about it.